Good morning, everyone. Today is the first day of spring, and the city of Mount Vernon is here on Union Avenue to begin our spring cleaning. And so I'm happy to announce that today, after years of inaction on a house that has experienced its first fire in 2012 and became a zombie home in 2012, that the city of Mount Vernon is able to move forward and deliver on our promises of tearing down these zombie structures. We stand before 151 Union Avenue, which experienced its first fire in March of 2012, and the owners have been gone since then. And since 2012, when this became a fire scene and an abandoned home, we have had 645 police calls or directed patrols because of squatters. We've had over 7 fire scenes here. And even a week and a half ago, when we came and began to prepare the structure for demolition, 3 people were still squatting and ran out of the home. So promises made, promises kept. It has been a long while, and I want to thank the incredible residents of Union Avenue for being so patient with the city as we walk through this challenge. So again, like I said, this structure we stand before has been abandoned for 11 years. As you can see, the home has significant fire damage, as there's been over 6 fires here. Some of them were all hands, meaning every fire officer here in the city of Mount Vernon had to work on the fire and extinguish it. It was engulfed. And there have been rubbish fires that were usually caused by illegal dumping, as well as people who were squatting and trying to keep warm. Our Department of Public Works, in partnership with our Buildings Department, have come here probably over 50, 60 times to resecure this structure to keep people from going in and squatting and keeping the neighborhood safe. Not only the neighbors, but right next door to this home is a daycare center that has had to put up with this. And so there have been significant city resources that have been used to help stabilize this neighborhood as we've dealt with this abandoned property. We created last year in COVID, we created a quality of life task force. And last year, with the hiring of our zombie home coordinator in partnership with our buildings commissioner, fire, law, police, and the Department of Public Works, we began looking for homes throughout the city that were structurally unsound and needed to come down, that were not just a structural hazard, but also drew squatters, which makes a neighborhood unsafe. And we've identified 10 that we are starting with. This will be the 4th home that we are tearing down. We have been able to work with some of the owners to also reinvest in other properties, but we will continue to do this work. It currently has 3 open New York State Code violations. I think there would be so much more if you look at the property, but you stop violating it after this time. But at this time, I really want to thank the Comptroller, Darren Morton, as well as our City Council President, Danielle Brown, and our entire City Council for making sure that we walked through this process right. Because even a city, we can't just go and tear down a structure that is not ours. There is a process that you have to follow, one that is legal and one that is complicated, and one that also the city has to pay for if the owners of the property cannot pay for. And so the city is using our American Rescue Plan dollars to tear down these structures. We will then place a lien on these properties, and at such time when the property or the lot is sold, the city of Mount Vernon will recoup their investment. It is a significant process, but I'm glad that we have identified the process. We've created our standard operating procedures. We've had zombie homes in the past, or homes that were torn down in the past, that were not done so properly, and the city had liability in those. And so under this administration, we wanted to make sure that we were doing the right thing, but also doing it the right way. And with that, I want to give space to our building commissioner, Mr. Patrick Holder. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. As the mayor said, yeah, 11 years standing as a blight on this community, over 10 or more violations alone by my department, you know, until at one point where it was just ridiculous to even give another violation. But we continue to monitor it. 6 or 7 fire incidents over that period of time. And last year, 2022, I deemed this building as an emergency because it was structurally compromised and had to come down. And with the cooperation of the mayor and the city council, we got legislation passed. We worked hand in hand with the law department on this for over 6 months to get the homes that we decided had to come down now. And it's a good day. Today's a good day. We're going to get it down. Again, thanks a lot for the zombie coordinator, Joshua Echeverra, who came on last year and has done a tremendous job in putting together you know, all the information that we needed, contacted who we needed in terms of the owners and everybody, and has just been outstanding on this. And he will continue to do so on the other properties that we deem unfit and need to come down immediately. So thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Joshua, and Deputy, and all the other departments, especially the law department that worked with us on this. And we're extremely excited to get this done. Thank you.
And I think lastly, I just want to say this. As we said, it's been a long road, and some people say, well, why is it so complicated? So one of the challenges, as you know, Mount Vernon for the past few years has had a lot of financial challenges, bills unpaid. When we had a zombie structure that was pulled down before without a bid or without process and the city didn't pay for it, that caused us to have a bad reputation amongst demolition companies. And so even getting companies to bid on this property required us regaining our credibility, our fiscal credibility with construction and demolition companies, with asbestos companies. And so all of those things have to be taken into consideration. So again, as I've said before, and I will continue to say, we have to do the right thing, but we have to do it the right way. And never for political expedience, but with the procedures and processes and policies that are put in place for government so that we can get the work done, but also protect the corporation of Mount Vernon. So again, thank you to buildings, to law, to fire, to DPW, to the police department, to the Office of Emergency Management, and everyone who had any role and part in doing this. Thank you to those who bidded, and we've regained your confidence so that we can get this done. And thank you lastly, and again, and I'm looking at some of the neighbors standing across the street, thank you to the neighbors of the 100 block of Union Avenue for being so incredibly patient and not giving up on local government, understanding that we were moving as quickly as we could within the confines and the constraints of government operations. So thank you so much. And with that, we have Capital, and we have NFS. Capital is our demolition company, and NFS is here to do asbestos, and we're going to do this safely. Thank you, everyone, so much. And are there any questions?
Yes, Mayor. Madam Mayor, how many zombie houses did you found when you first took your administration, and how many do exist now?
Well, I'm going to have Josh, if you could come stand next, because you have the list about, what, 91 when you came in? So we found 91 zombie structures, and we've been able, through the building department and through the law department, to work with owners to begin restoration on how many of them? Okay, so there were 91 zombie properties. We have worked through the buildings department and the law department and the assessor to bring 41 of these zombie properties back online with the owners of those properties, helping them to find the financial resources, working with their insurance companies and moving through the process. And that's, you know, that reduces the blight. So that was almost half of the structures. We've torn down, this will be the fourth one that we've done, I believe, in the past 2 weeks. And we stood before this one today because it is clearly the most blighted of all of them that we've had to deal with. and we are continuing to work with, we have about 10 identified that the city will work to tear down because the owners don't have that ability. And as again, I said, liens will be placed on those properties, and we will continue to work with the owners of the other properties to bring those properties back online.
Thank you.
When you say back online, you mean available for rent, meaning people-
Absolutely, so that they're no longer a blight on the community and on the neighborhood. So renovation of those properties or tearing down of those properties so that they can be sold. Right now, we have an old zombie structure on the corner of Franklin Avenue and Adams Street that we've been able to help. Well, we didn't help, but the owner sold it to another person, and that organization is tearing that property down, and they will be redeveloping that site. And so it's about either working with the owners to redevelop and reimagine, working with the city to tear it down, or working with new owners to bring those properties back online. Mount Vernon is densely populated. We don't have a lot of new places to build, and so we want to make sure that every single lot in our community is properly developed and is safe.
A lot of the homes in Mount Vernon are old, over 100 years old.
Absolutely.
Wood structures, we see fires all the time. We have the one at that house right by the Memorial Field that's burning up now. It's going to keep happening. Is there any looking forward to the future how we can stop the process of the years going by and this happening as you've already identified?
Well, one of the things that we've done through this administration in the 2023 budget, we invested and added to our fire inspectors here in the city of Mount Vernon. And so as you've seen in other places like Spring Valley's fire inspections and building ordinances and the compliance officers are very important. In 2022 in the city of Mount Vernon, I believe we brought on 4 new code enforcement officers. And so code enforcement and fire inspection are things that have not traditionally been invested in Mount Vernon because of our financial challenges. But when you don't invest, then on the other end you have challenges. And so we are investing and we are stepping up all of our fire inspections and code enforcement opportunities. Okay? Thank you so much, everyone. And I guess Capitol, you're going to do what you do. Thank you.
Nice to see you.
The demolition is going to start, at least the second phase of the demolition is going to start. That's the mayor.
What's up? You want to interview? She wanted me to do it. It's gonna get loud over real now. You wanna wait?
Damani, you are the deputy commissioner.
Commissioner.
Tell us a little bit about the sun. Tell us a little bit about not about what's going on, but tell us about the progress that it's happening before our eyes. Mount Vernon's changing.
Yeah, definitely.
The zombie houses are coming down.
Yes.
You wanna hold a little second?
Yeah, go ahead. That's what I was gonna say. They're gonna start right now. So.
Yes. And then we come back.
Okay.
specs. Make sure he has it for your specs. He has it for your specs, all right? Okay. Yeah.
Give him a copy of those specs.
Sorry, let's pick up in where we left.
Gotcha.
So Mount Vernon is getting a new face.
Yes.
I'm sure that the people of Mount Vernon, neighbors that have this eyesore all the time, are very happy.
Yeah,
Tell us about your vision. What about for Mount Vernon?
well, it's the Mayor Shawyn Patterson-Howard's vision. But yes, we are addressing these long-term problems that have been existing in our community for quite some time now, over a decade. Particularly this home right here, DPW has come to clean over 20 or 30 times just to board up the windows, to keep the squatters out. But of course they returned because the structure remained. So this administration is taking the approach of removing these blighted areas and zombie homes to make sure that they're not here anymore, and to return the value to the homeowners in this area. The homeowners in this area have nice, prestigious homes, and to look across the street and see this every day is just an eyesore. And it's unfortunate to the homeowners and to the residents of this community, but this administration is taking the approach to remove it for good.
Now, do we have a window for the next demolition? This is the 4th,
Right.
5th and 6th.
So the 5th and 6th, we can speak with the building department, the commissioner. He has the actual schedule of it. They have about 10 properties lined up that are going to be coming next. But so far, we've taken down 4, and it's been going about every other week or so. So we're moving pretty quickly.
So tell us the process. A house is abandoned. When is it certified as a zombie house?
I think it's over a year or so, but that's another question that the building department will be able to answer a little bit more better. But it's when numerous violations start to pile up, things of that nature. But one of the main things is the fire complaints that we get. We get a lot of fire calls. Then when our fire inspectors come in and notice things like the utility services cut off, things of that nature, then that's when we kind of classify it as a zombie home, where it's just abandoned and we have to take an approach to make sure that it's rectified.
Thank you very much. Hopefully soon we're going to come around and look at new construction coming up right here at these places. Thank you very much.
Definitely, man. Thank you.
Huh?
She's up there now.
Let's see if we can get a word with the mayor. She's talking with the...
Try to like knock it down here.
I can show you the map from the other side.
Okay.
You can see it.
I have my phone.
Oh yeah, you lost the drum?
The mayor is talking with somebody who lives right across from 151. As soon as she comes down, we try to have a word with the mayor.
So we're doing something for the city of Mount Vernon first.
This is
So
separate,
this will be separate.
right now. So.
We're going to stand around for another few minutes. So we're going to try to have a word with the mayor. She said that she's coming down, but Let's see how long will that take. And then we will ask a question or two.
So go. I think go. Oh, you telling to go? No. I want to see what they do. What we need to clear.
This is what Yonkers was about. We cover things that actually matter. You see the Yonkers, the surrounding scenes, things that are important to our residents. We leave the harassing, stalking, bother, intimidation, blackmailing to the other guys that enjoy doing those things. We enjoy recording things that are actually happening, things that matter too. This is what we do. So today we are in Mount Vernon. This is the fourth zombie house to come down. Soon we can pass by, we will pass by this area and see a new construction going on. As the mayor said when she took over as the mayor of Mount Vernon, there were about 90. The mayor is coming. We're good? Just one question.
No, I'm sad. I'm happy that it's being torn down, but I'm sad because of all the memories. But it had to come. Oh.
Sorry.
No, just. Yeah.
One of the residents in the area, she said she's happy to see the zombie house going down, but at the same time, it's sad because it brings tons of memories.
2003. My mom passed away.
As soon as the mayor is done with one of the residents, we will speak with her.
Well, I'm excited. Yes. Okay.
Mayor, nice to see you.
Good to see you.
And nice to see you in moments like this, that we see Mount Vernon being reshaped.
Yes.
Mayor, if we were to come here, Mount Vernon, your city, 10 years from now, what would we see?
You're going to see revitalized neighborhoods with great city engagement and neighborhood engagement. We're working here in Mount Vernon to help families fix up their property, to maintain their properties. Too many families lose their properties, which takes away the generational wealth of a community. And so we really want to work with our banking industries. I had a long conversation with some of the leadership of Wells Fargo nationally, along with the African American Mayors Association, and we're talking about property ownership, revitalization. We have a very old housing stock here in the city of Mount Vernon, and we have lots of people who are having a hard time to maintain their homes. But through partnering with the building department, the assessor's office, working with financial institutions, we want to help families that are struggling find opportunities to keep these properties in their family and not just sell them to investors who unfortunately have flipped a lot of our residential properties into rental properties, and then they become absentee landlords. And so we're looking to really make sure that home ownership becomes a priority in Mount Vernon, and those who have a dream of home ownership will work with our Financial Empowerment Center to learn how to build wealth, to repair their credit, and prepare themselves to purchase a home. Thank you so much.
Mayor,
I have to go.
Next time. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay. I'm good. Thank you.
Just want to ask you one question.
No, I'm sorry.
No, but she said something important. She said that she's happy that she said, because there's a lot of memories.
Yeah,
But
she used
there's
to live
new
there.
people years ago who lived here, you know, so.
So you heard from the mayor. 10 years from now, you will have a different number